Hello, this is Jonathan. I'm going to show you how to log on to the reporting server for Access Benefits Cowan real quick. And basically, the whole point of this is to show you how to deploy web intelligence documents in a production release. This is a production server. It's RS001. Um, there are basically, I'm going to read the steps that I'm going to do. I'm going to do it real quick for one report just to show you, and I'm going to stop short of overwriting the file because I can't change a production file on a Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to remote desktop into the server. I'm going to log in. I'm going to launch Web Intelligence Rich Client. I'm going to log in as administrator. I'm going to select Import Documents. I'm going to go to an Explorer view and navigate to the reports that I'm going to add, import, open, and save. And then there's 8 specific individual steps that take place for reports in order to deploy. It's find a report, select a report, add a report, import a report, open the report, export to CMS, navigate to the destination, and overwrite. Select yes. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to log onto the server. It's a BOadmin is the login. It's a Windows Box 2008. It's going to take me to a desktop. I'm going to select the Web Intelligence Client, Rich Client. And now the reason we use the client is because we can actually, with the client, we could actually find, select, add, import, and open multiple reports at one time. We don't have to do everything one at a time, which is very painful and for the most part pretty impossible. It's not a feasible solution to release reports one at a time. Okay, we're back. I've logged in successfully to the Webby client. It took about 90 seconds. The 3 options here: new document, open document, import document. I select import. Import opens this little window that I like to stretch out to maximum so I can see all my reports. So that's exactly what I'm doing right here. And now we're going to go into the steps. Find reports, select, add, import, open, export, navigate to destination, and overwrite. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find reports. All the reports that the developers do is under my favorites. Why? Because they're logged in as an administrator, just like you are. Okay, they're admins. They have their own folder here. And for this release 39, in this case, 6501 dev is where their stuff is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to call disposition and test, because test is the location. I've navigated to find my reports. For the sake of example, I'm just going to do one report, but you could select all the reports and all of them in the folder because they're all going. But for this, I'm just selecting a report. That's find report is number 1. Number 2 is select report. Number 3 is add report. So I click add and it takes it down here. I'm going to select overwrite existing files. Step 4 is import reports. I'm going to import. This is going to ask me to continue after the import is successful. I continue. Now I have a report ready to open. Step 5 is open report. I'm going to open the report, and this here now becomes a developer studio. It's just like Desktop Intelligence or Webby for editing and creating and working on reports. Now we're not doing anything with the report except we're taking this report that's been tested and changed or modified by the management reporting people, and we're going to export it out to the CMS, which is the repository, and we're going to overwrite the existing one because the existing one is there and it's running on a schedule. This is the new one. So we're going to export it out there and overwrite the existing one, and then it will inherit the existing schedule. So the next step after open is export to CMS. You go file, export to CMS. You select that and it pops open a little Explorer directory structure. Now, this is a consortium report. You see consortium? Consortium reports are all under my favorites and WCDS scheduled reports. That's where consortium reports are. They live in here, okay? If you were doing access or benefits, you go into a folder deeper down, but for contact Cal and Cal here's we're on top. When you click export, I've navigated to the destination, click the export button, and then it wants me to overwrite yes or no. On Sunday, on a weekend, when you're deploying production, the answer is yes. The answer for me today is no. Okay. When you click yes, it's going to overwrite the existing one. The existing schedule in the instance manager in the central management console, that scheduled item will just be replaced by this source code in the background. This template, it, this template, new template, is going to inherit the existing schedule. And that is a real quick example of how to do one. That was consortium. Now I'm going to show an example of county reports, anything that ends in dash, county abbreviation, ALA, CCS, Fresno, etc. I'm going to show you how we do many at once. You could do consortium and everything at once, but I just wanted to illustrate another way. You could add, right? The find reports, select reports, add reports, overwriting, and then you would import reports, and then you would, there's your progress bar there. When it imports, you select acknowledgement that they're imported. Okay, click to continue. The next step after importing is open. Here, there'll be a little bit of a delay in opening because I'm going to open all 18. Okay, the reason we use this web rich client, the web intelligence rich client, is because we can open many reports at once. This is to your advantage. If you were to do this one report at a time in this process with the client or through Web Intelligence Info View itself, which even has more clicks and steps, you'd be doing this all day long. It'd take you hours. So you can see across the top here, the tabs are opening, multiple reports. Seems to be about one report every 5 seconds. Wait for these to open. Now, once they're open, you're in this development environment again. It's just like we did a minute ago with the consortium report. This guy here, there's a call disposition report for every county. And you can see the counties are identified in the header: Alameda County, Contra Costa County, etc. Again, there's 8 steps to deploy a report. You find the report, you select the report, you add it, import it, open it. We've just opened them. You select file. From the file menu, you select export to CMS, you navigate to the destination, and that's the point of me showing you the county ones. The destinations are unique and delicate, and you want to make sure you're going to the right place. You have to 100% be going to the right place. So on this step, navigating to the destination, you have to be very careful because this server has access, benefits, and contact. We're doing contact. So you're doing export to CMS, not save as. And you would go to this. Remember, this is Alameda County, right? Export to CMS, and then you would navigate to the destination. You have to select the target folder. Alameda, Alameda. This is contact calendar. It's not access or benefits. It's contact. So you select the contact folder. Then you would select export. That has to be correct. That transaction going to public folders, county name, contact. You have to do that correctly every single time. You cannot go to the wrong county folder. Do not do that. And you cannot go into access or benefits by accident. Please don't do that, okay? Just keep that in mind, the delicate nature of this. Since this is a demonstration, I will not overwrite, because if I overwrite, tomorrow's report is going to be the new code. And the new code doesn't go till Sunday. So I'm going to click no to end this example. Again, and once you've done that on Sunday, when you're doing a release and you click yes, overwrite, then you're all done. And, you go to another county. You would close this so it doesn't stay open. Again, you would file, export to CMS. You would select your county. This is Contra Costa. I go to Contra Costa contact, export. On release day, it's a yes. Here it's a no, for example. And so on and so forth. Then you close them. Close them. Save changes? No. You didn't change anything. Now there's the Alameda one. Close it. You didn't change anything. You don't have to save it. So basically, you're going to go through that 18 times. But you get to do that in one open window, one county at a time, instead of one slow finding, selecting, adding, importing, opening of each report. So this kind of lumps the 2 batches of 18 counties in a consortium. It lumps those 2 batches together, those 38, and then the other 8 reports that you're doing, the consortium ones, for a quick sort and usage and state detail and stuff. you could open those too. Another thing you could do is, I'm closing this. Okay, so we've logged on, and authentication of logging on does take a while. You have to be patient. It takes about 60, 90 seconds. Again, I've selected the bottom option, which was import document. Again, for my convenience, I'm going to stretch this out. There's no maximize button, so I got to do this. And I'm going to give you one last example of another thing you could do. Once, I showed you how to do one individual, and then I showed you how to do a group, for your convenience, right? And technically, in theory, because we have 46 reports going in release 39 right here, you can see I've listed them all by their exact names, the exact names. So the 46 are listed here on a document with all the information to accompany this video. Because what they gave us was kind of, cryptic. So your cheat sheet's going to be perfectly with the names. What you can do in our 8 steps, which you've been hearing me describe: find report, select report, add report, import, open, export, navigate, overwrite. Okay. What you can do is you could select all of these. You could find them, select them. You could add them and import them, and then go to another folder, add those and import them. You could add and import all 46 before you open, and then open all 46 at once, and then have 46 tabs from left to right. It'll take 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to open, but that way you have everything you're doing all in one workspace at one time. You just have to be patient. Here, I will demonstrate. Call disposition. Test is the folder that the developer put these in. Okay, I'm going to add all of those. Now I'm going to go to calls handled, test. There's 2 reports there. I'm going to add those. Okay, I'm going to go to state detail. Into the test folder, I'm going to select these 3 consortium reports. I've added those. I'm going to go into the test folder for quick sort. And there's 3 reports in there. I'm going to add those. And then I'm going to go to usage, into the test folder, and there's 19 reports here. If you expand, you'll see the full report name, which you need to look at, so you know where you're exporting these to. I would select all of those and add. Okay, now I've got everything in my little work area here. You could scroll down and see I've done everything. Okay, and now I can click overwrite existing files. I can import them all. I can patiently wait for my progress bar to import everything. Okay, should just take a couple of seconds. We're halfway done. It's been 5 seconds. 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not bad. For 46 reports, took about a quarter of a second per report. We're going to click to continue to acknowledge the import is successful. Okay, I've got all 46 of these reports. I've imported them. Then the next step is open. You can see the open there. So I'm going to say open them all. Now I'm going to go into this mode where this little Java application is going to open 46 reports, 1 tab at a time. Consortium. Disposition Alameda. Disposition Contra Costa. You see what I'm reading there? Disposition Fresno. All 46. I grabbed all 46. I selected, I added, import, and now I'm opening them all. So they're all going to be in one workspace. Okay, that's to your convenience. You can do it separately and carefully if you want to take the time. Okay, so here we are after the extreme example of getting to the selection, adding, and importing of every report that you have on your plate for a release, and then opening every report. If you could see across the top here, I'm moving the mouse, you could see that 46 different reports did open, all web intelligence. And this is a San Luis Obispo report, right? So, you could start with this guy, and naturally the next step, as you've learned after that, is to file, export to CMS. You very carefully, under public folders, would navigate to that county, San Luis Obispo, and you would very, very carefully make sure you're not going to the wrong folder. You go to contact. These are all contact releases. There's no access benefits in this release. And you would click export. And on release day, on Sunday, you would say yes. Today, you would say no, because I'm just doing an example. I'm going to close, and then you would close it. Say, nah, because you didn't change anything, don't save anything. Make it go away. And now now he's gone. Now there's 45. And you just keep going. The next one's San Francisco. You know what county you're in by the header. See the header right there? Here, just pick one in the middle at random. That's a consortium. Remember where consortium export to favorites, WCDS scheduled reports. That's where consortium reports go. You click export. Don't overwrite. It's an example right now. On Sunday release day, yes, overwrite. See? So consortium stuff you would export to that my favorites location. All of the county specific ones, for example, here just randomly, I've selected Placer. Again, I would export to CMS. I would go to the public folders. I would find Placer County. I would expand it. I would carefully go to contact, export. Yes, I want to overwrite it on release day. No, not today for a sample. Close. I'm going to close all this because I'm not going to do this work today. That's just a further example of, graduating. We first started with opening one report and going find it, select, add, import, open, export, navigate, and overwrite. Then I showed you how to grab 18 of them and knock them down. And then I showed you a method I use because I'm advanced, not intermediate or novice. I have confidence in the transactions. I'm comfortable opening everything that goes to release all at once and then carefully releasing them and exporting them and overwriting them. Okay? That's that. Ignore this missed backup thing that keeps popping up.